Well, this show restored my faith in TV. It really did. What's going on, guys? It's IAmVeryMoist, and this is a TV review of Fargo. Now, like I said in the cold open, basically in the beginning of this video, this show restored my faith in TV. Now, let's not acknowledge Breaking Bad. I understand that that's a fantastic show. I love that show more than anything, and I love American Horror Story, and Walking Dead's okay. But you know, it's rare that we get a really, really good show, like a solid, all-around show. I mean, sure, Game of Thrones is great. I'm currently watching that right now. It's a very good show. Breaking Bad was really, really good. Like I said, American Horror Story has its ups and downs every once in a while. However, this shocked me. This really shocked me. FX's Fargo shocked me. It really did. And I'm about to tell you why. I had no real preconceived notions of Fargo. It was recommended by my teacher. She was like, hey, go check this out. I think you would really like it. And I was going through shows that I wanted to get caught up on so I could stay relevant. And Fargo was up. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll check this out. It's 10 episodes a season, so let's just dive into it and see what it's like. And, you know, FX, this is loosely based off the movie directed by the Coen Brothers. It's kind of set in the sort of same universe, more or less. And I knew nothing about it. I've never seen the original Fargo movie, and you don't need to see the original Fargo movie to watch this show. And oh my gosh, okay, all right. It's really good. It's really good. Now, I really don't want to take you guys up the hype train too much, because I want you guys to go in with the kind of low expectations that I had, and because it's really going to make the difference, I think, so I don't want to hype this up too much. But oh my gosh, is this a great show. This show is incredible. I really, really, really like Fargo. I dug into it as soon as the end of the first episode. The pilot this is how you do pilots. This pilot is an incredible example of how pilots are done. Breaking Bad did a great job as well, but this just, especially since I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, and oh my gosh, let's talk about this show for a bit. Now, like I said, I don't want to get you guys too excited about the show or tell you too much about it, because I feel like the less you know about it, the better off you'll be, and the more rewarding the experience will be, kind of like how I had. So I'm going to kind of give you a very brief synopsis about the show. Basically, you have Billy Bob Thornton's character, who is a sort of drifter that kind of rolls into a town, a little quaint town in Minnesota, and starts causing ruckus. Basically, he starts to sort of manipulate and kind of sort of mind control the people, the townsfolk, into doing things that they normally shouldn't do. A morally bad person, a killer, if you will, starts to kind of, it's really hard to explain without saying too much, but it's, if you like investigative sort of crime, cop kind of thrillers, it's kind of like that, sort of. Jeez, how do I talk about this show without telling you so much? Oh my gosh, this is going to be incredibly difficult. Hopefully that stupid brief analysis was enough to kind of get you into it. If that wasn't enough, let's talk about the cast. The cast in this is, wow, this cast is, it shouldn't work, but it did work, and it's incredible. So let's talk about Billy Bob Thornton, main character. His character is, I was mesmerized by his character. Every time he was on screen, I was completely silent, in awe of every word he was saying, hanging on to every last word he said, and his character, by far, is my favorite. And I don't know if that's saying too much, or like if it's easy to say that, but his character had me mesmerized, and I loved everything about it. I was genuinely afraid of his character. I laughed at his character. I was amused by him, and like I said, I was frightened by him. You also have Martin Freeman, who plays Lester Nygaard. By the way, Billy Bob Thornton's character is named Lorne Malvo, excuse me, one of the two. So you have Martin Freeman in it, and Martin Freeman is Martin Freeman. He is that cheeky little guy that we all love from Sherlock fame, Hobbit fame, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, World's End. He's awesome. I love Martin Freeman. He holds a dear place in my heart, and I think he did an amazing job in this show. I didn't know how big of a role he was going to be playing in it, but I loved his character. His character was really, really funny, and the evolution of his character is incredible. I don't want to give away too much about the transition and the arc he goes over, but it is wow. It's definitely something. You have Alison Tolman also playing a cop, sort of our main hero cop, and she did a very good job. I knew nothing about her previous to this, so this was my first kind of taking of her, and she did a real good job. I can definitely see sort of a nomination from this role, maybe even Billy Bob Thornton as well. Both of them did an incredible job in this. You have Colin Hanks, who plays another cop as well. Bob Odenkirk plays the main sheriff. That was really interesting to see. Saul Goodman play a cop. That's definitely interesting. And you have some other characters in it that I don't want to mention, because I believe if you go into it and don't know that these actors are in it, it's going to surprise you immensely, because there are 3 characters I'm thinking on the top of my head that I had no idea were in it, and when they appeared, my jaw dropped, because I'm like, what the heck are you doing in this show? It's hysterical to see these characters in it, and these actors, and all of them were in it on the best A game that they can possibly be, and they all did a wonderful job, brilliantly acted. This show all around the board is incredible. It really is. It's a flawless show, I think, in my personal opinion. I don't think, as far as the directing and writing, there was any issues, particularly whether or not you enjoy it. That's all up to you, because opinions kind of subjective. You either like it or you don't. However, as far on the technical and directorial sort of way of viewing it, I had absolutely no problems with this show. The writing, the directing, the acting, nothing struck me as wrong. The interesting thing about the show as well is that it is a dark comedy. There are moments of it that are genuinely funny, and there are moments where they are very tongue-in-cheek, kind of, should I laugh at this? Is this supposed to be funny? Like, what's happening here? That kind of caught me off guard, and I liked it. I really liked it because it was very Coen Brothers-esque, and it was very, what's the word, kind of either you're gonna like it or you're not, you know? I kind of found myself on the more like it because it was so strange and abnormal, and I like that. I don't like things that are so, like, catering to, like, a typical audience. I'm like, oh, sure, just do that for them. This was very, like, you either like it or you don't, and I loved it. So that's the kind of way to think about the sort of tone of it, because it's very dark, it's very funny, and it's just absolutely wonderful to see. It's a pleasure to watch, and it ran its 1 to 10 episode season, and whether or not we're going to get a season 2 is still up in the air. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but I really hope they do, because I would love to see more of Fargo, and if they do renew it for a second season, I'm on board, and I hope you guys go check this out, because it is so good. It is. Please just watch it. For me, please. So if you've seen Fargo, what do you think? Did you like the series? Please comment below, tell me your favorite thoughts of it. Do not spoil anything, please don't, because I'm hoping people will go watch it after this review. What were some of your favorite moments in it? Like I said before, who were your favorite actors in it? Or do you hope they make a season 2? What are your thoughts on if they do make a season 2? What direction do you want it to go? Please leave all comments below, and be sure to like, share, subscribe for all things movie, TV, games, and tech news. Please stay right here to get in the know.